virtually now. For my book club members, I want to assure you that you may feel that the audience is missing here, but do not worry. This whole thing is getting recorded, and we will ensure that it goes up everywhere on social media and reaches out to a much wider audience. So that's the promise of Foundation to you.
Introduce all of them briefly. Let's go ahead with Quills Literary Club. Founded in 2015 at RVVRR Women's College, fostering creativity and critical thinking among its 65 members, led by Dr. M. Suchitra and coordinated by Dr. Jhilam. The club hosts monthly meetings exploring literature and contemporary issues. Were we able to connect with Tanushree Singh on? No. Okay. So, Kekli Vandana, a seasoned editor, writer and publisher, founded Kekli in 2013, a children's website promoting creativity. With 25 plus years in publishing, she's edited over 110 books. Her initiatives include the Kekli Book Club and the Kekli Charitable Trust. Vandana has received several accolades, including the Sushma Swaraj Award for her literary contributions and the Encouragement in Best Women Entrepreneur Award. Introduced the Kekli Book Club for Children, where inspiration meets action. Children can dive into a world of imagination, knowledge and fantasy. Through monthly sessions and weekly interviews titled Vyaktitva, Baatchit Ka Karwan, they empower children to voice their opinions and weave their own stories. That's very nice. Wonderful. We welcome all of you, and we will now start with the question answer session. It's fun. So, people and audience would like to know more about you, how much effort you put in and what was the reason that you started this. So, yeah. Okay. Sure, thanks.
Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have like first years, second years and third years. Everyone has their now own schedule. Okay, earlier all of these 3 years were integrated together, so it was very easy to get them for an event or for any kind of monthly meetings. This time it is difficult to get them. So partly the meetings are done online and offline. Also we have now we have a blog where students publish their writings, poetry, essays, criticism, book reviews. So we have, since we have not been able to meet physically, we have tried to make the most of this blog, and there has been an exponential growth in our publications rate. So since I think 2021, every Sunday we are able to publish something, a post.
That's very good.
And we have editors who are students. There's a sub-editor and there's a chief editor, so they take care of publishing the blog and posting it on social media. We are able to connect to resource persons who are from abroad, who are from outside our academic connections, and I am personally into the literary field, so the digital connection has helped us. We're interested in Instagram live sessions, so I think it has helped us. Although physically we're not able to do it, and I mean there's a charm in being together physically and seeing each other, of course, but if we are not able to do it together, we don't complain anymore. Initially we used to complain, and that's how my book Noise Cancellation came out. But now we don't complain, we have sort of adjusted with it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do we have some?
Yes, hello everyone, myself Prakash Purohit. I am from Karma Foundation. We don't have any club, but we have one initiative, ABC. So we are giving to lots of authors the platform. Come on the Karma Foundation ABC initiative platform they they whatever want to do, we give all the facilities. Like they want to auditorium hall, they want to public, they want to promote themselves, their book. So we are supporting to them. Okay, and I want to say some short story about the Ahmedabad Book Club. Our trustee name is Priyansi Patel. She likes to read books. So she thought I like to read some books. So how many people also like me like to read the book? Then people, step by step come and meet together and start this initiative. Now we have the 59,000 member of our ABC book club, and every month we are doing more than 5 to 10 programs in our Ahmedabad under banner of the Ahmedabad Book Club. Okay, and every year we are changing the president and vice president because we want to give the chance new authors, new people, new youngster. So this is our initiative. We have the total two initiative. ABC Ahmedabad Book Club we give into English authors platform, and GBC because we are belong from the Gujarat. So we give to Gujarati books clubs. Gujarati authors also platform. We did recently Gujarati literature program. We invited all Padma Shri Gujarat people on one stage. Okay, so we are doing this of the activity on under banner of the Karma Foundation, and many authors and many writers are coming for the promotion book. And your question is
Yeah, the
yes,
question was for the digital this thing.
digital, according to me, something is missing. You know, digital is, ma'am said is right because people have no time to connect immediately. Like ma'am has told you, today's issue, people are not present. But when we read offline, that feel there's some comfortable John. We feel the something. Reading means you can 100% involved in the book. Okay. If we should do the lots of activity on online, social media, this is only the happening. We don't know other people what are they because that audio is video is off, audio is off, and some people only the want to join. They want to participate and they want to member of any high book club like Food for Thought and BBC and your club. So I reading people is very like those silent people. Today morning I was traveling from Ahmedabad to Hyderabad. My flight was late. I was thinking what I will do. I don't like to see all time my mobile. I was looking 99 Indian people, they all were busy in mobile. Only two foreigners, they were reading the book. And there are people saying we like to read the book, so how it is popular. This is my thought. I have no any objection anybody else because each and every person has a different thought. So I don't want to do argument, but we like to because after COVID, everything is online. But online give not we give the explore to ourselves and our organization and our book, but it is not explore to our soul. That is my thought. Thank
थोड़ा
you.
खट्टा थोड़ा मीठा.
Um, as far as I'm concerned, I was actually born and brought up in Ahmedabad. Okay, so when I'm talking about the major challenge that is there, that it is always been that the readers always have been about meeting and physically meeting. So when we have this whole pandemic coming up, it's like firefighting, just trying to grab all the threads that you can pick up and try to solve the problem digitally. The major challenge that I faced in cafeteria, and I'm still kind of working on it, is that there are different social media channels, there are different ways by which the readers are in touch with you. And some readers might be, using one channel, not the other. So it is very difficult to put all of them together on one framework. That's one of the major challenges, and the sub-challenge within that is the time. Like, even if I say, think that okay, Sunday is ideal time, okay, but then some people might not be available, authors might not be available. This particular challenge with the digital platform is something that I think all the book clubs are facing these days. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have a discussion and kind of solve it.
Yeah, that is the thing that, that is one of the reason why I thought this would be a good question, so that you can have mixed experiences and, we'll know exactly what you are facing or what you feel it's positive and negative or kind of thing. You have something to say.
Hi, my name is Vandana Bhavna and I'm from Shimla. I have a totally different experience, and per se, I'm non-digital because I mostly deal with children. All my activities and all are targeted towards them, and the only digital platform which I give them is their viewership. But our conversations, our meetings are all held within the city. Shimla gives me the advantage of having a very close proximity to heritage landmarks. So either we take them for a walk, we are telling them about the city, and in between it's reading plus storytelling, building stories through different conversations, through landmarks. And then when you connect with them, so they are much more forthcoming and encouraging towards sharing their ideas. So once the thought process is channelized, that is where how we can encourage reading. So once they know about the landmarks, they can go back and they can read about those particular, about the history of the building or the architect and anything, since we already have that in Shimla. And then second part is that my main event under the book club which I started, Vyaktitva Baatcheet Ka Karwa, that was weekly interviews with senior writers. See, there are so many senior writers, authors, and they have that kind of experience. So when we encourage children to go out and talk to them, to read about them, to have conversations, offline conversations help them, they basically build their confidence, they come out of their inhibitions. And then when we make them sit together face to face and we record that 1 hour interview, that is how children gain confidence. And then this gives them some kind of encouragement that yes, they can be readers also. If they are not readers, they definitely will become readers. So my group is very small, we don't have many children. At a period we say we stick to around 12 to 15 group. So it's a very close network. And when you're sitting face to face, your body language, your facial expressions, everything, the way you talk, not just we listen to them, and the way they express, it all comes out. So the joy and the charm of reading is brought together with that. And digital is what I give them through promotions and all. So they are happy, thanks to ABC, I got a bigger platform nationally. But locally, Shimla, people were started noticing. And the second part of this was when we started the Pan-India short story writing competition. So again, two parts. You've written a story, you won. The jury has decided. But what next? We cannot publish your stories right away. They have to be edited. But that first editing part, since we are engaging such experienced resource people, we need to take their experience into account and connect them with children. That is the only time I have a creative webinar, and for all the winners. So that 2 months process, they are back and forth with the jury members, with us as editors, and we are teaching them that what is wrong with your story. It's not actually wrong, but how to improve upon it. You won on your idea, you won on your grammar, but it's not complete. So to make that process complete, we have those 1 or 2 months engagements. So this whole process is 1 year, and by the end of it, when we finally edit and release the book, 14th November is my D-Day, Children's Day. So that's a gift. Twice I've already done it. This is 3rd year, and Kavita ma'am is one of our jury members also, luckily. We were able to connect. But this is how I've been able to connect children. So for me, digital is like very limited, but more interpersonal communication is my forte, basically.
Thank you so much. It's really a good input, that way we know what is going on in your mind, your experience. I do understand, I agree with you, as well as I spoke with Prakash ji also, and I felt like, the physical interaction takes over the digital this thing. Let's hope that it continues, and I will ask another question. With the convenience of virtual meetings, do you find that more members actively participate in discussions? I know for Vandana it might not this thing, but how about you both? Do you have virtual meetings, and do you think that helps
Well, you see, in my case, because our members are students of the college, they are already, they have online classes. Now, initially, when we used to organize an online virtual event, they used to join, and if they know that this particular meeting is a fun meeting, they will be there full on. Okay, but if they know, oh, someone is going to deliver a lecture and we are again in the background, nobody will respond. Okay, like we have to tell them, please open your cameras, please, unmute yourself, please say something. But for the fun meetings, which we had quite a couple of you, where people would sing and they would dance as well in their own rooms, those were definitely, they were very happy to join and participate and showcase their skills. So I think what matters is the content of the meeting, not whether it's digital or whether it's offline. Even if you can't see people, if you make it interesting. We had a farewell party online.
Digital blood. Battery low.
So it was supposed to be in a 1 hour program and it ran to some 3 to 4 hours. People would not stop giving their farewell speeches. Even those kids who never speak, they said, I would like to say something. Okay. And then people were crying and all that. So we didn't feel there was any barrier. And we learned that day that we have to make the content interesting, and we have to open up spaces for participants. It can't be, a teacher-centric or coordinator-centric. Or what happens usually when, like, we are their teachers, right? The head of the department is the head of the department. So they feel like, oh, again we're in a classroom setup. Is this any different? So we have to break that wall and directly say them, see, this is not a classroom meeting, so just be free, we're all equals here. And then it turns out usually good. Yeah, they do, gradually they do. I mean, that's what I said, people who don't speak at all, they feel like, yeah, I can also speak, because now ma'am can't say me anything, so that physical fear is gone, so they do, and they do comment and everything, yeah.
Thanks. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, I want to just add to that. When you're talking about content, there is another part that I have noticed. I have been having, both offline and offline, online and offline meets, and I have noticed that certain authors who are very popular, the participation spikes up. I had Chitra Divakarun, and everybody was like, oh, you want to participate? But then when I talked about any other authors who people are not knowing them. Why? Because see, certain authors have a larger range to market themselves rather than others. But then when we talk about literature, we try and push good literature, good authors across the spectrum so that people begin to read them. So when I have those meets and author talks with them, it's like slow. But thankfully, all the authors have been like, irrespective of what the participation is, they have been eager to come and talk. And that's one of the things that keeps me going. Okay, if the authors are also not so very this thing, they are like so grounded, so calm. Let me go ahead and do it. So that's the thing. But then once again, apart from content, the popularity aspect is also something that kind of works. And of course, other thing is the seriousness of the topics. I tend to gravitate towards philosophical serious topics, that I have to remind myself, no, we can't have that because audience needs a bit of variety. So then I try and incorporate that. So this mixed kind of a format I try and implement. Then the results are also varying according to it.
Okay. Does the audience, any one of you have any questions based on this topic that we are having? Anyone interested to ask any questions?
Not questions, I have a comment. Hello everybody, thanks. I think I should totally be grateful to Hyderabad. I'm Sanjay Gadale, and I am possibly now a leader for the past 50 plus years. And I think that I could share a bit as the learning has gone from normal reading to digital reading. And if I look at the topic over here, challenges and opportunities for book clubs in the digital world, the digital world and technology has enabled the ability to reach out to larger distances, yes, and getting people from diverse backgrounds onto a single platform. But please never forget the power of storytelling and the ability to actually communicate in the presence of the five senses that we have. And that can never be replicated by the digital world as I see it in the next immediate future. But then, as Jeelam very beautifully has written in one of her books, stop complaining and get going with whatever is available on hand and make things work. One of the most important issues that even when we have large groups engaged with us and with the digital platform is the ability to actually control as well as manage that space. And managing that space requires quality content, not quantity. And quality only comes out of our own experiences and knowledge and a wider experience of topics. Plus understanding an audience in a digital world which is not predictable and allowing the space to each and every participant in the digital world who are there, at least willing to participate in that discussion to make it interesting. And for that again, we need to go back to some of the older philosophies of teaching, which includes the ability to catalyze a group. Catalyzing a group can only happen if suppose a topic is clear and you actually prime the discussion with a few points which starts the people to think in that direction. And I'm very, very happy that Food for Thought has been able to disengage from a larger activity and event like the Hyderabad Lit Fest, because I just bumped into this by chance at Vidyaranya 3 to 4 years back, and again on this occasion when they were actually having this particular event a few days back. And having it separately like this with a focus group maybe requires much more effort and much more marketing getting people, but we don't see as many people as we actually had when I first entered your event. But it's a very great start, and I think a little bit of additional engagement with the audience and also focusing on the topic to be able to engage and widen our circles of influence will actually help. Because I run a blended library myself, thanks to one of my very senior and old colleagues, Sharaditya Das, who left behind around 400 to 500 books, which I allow books from. He was an avid reader, right from philosophy, psychology, literature, science, and he was also a colleague from Indian School of Business, which was one of our directors over there. So I would like all of you to make use of the power of both digital and the physical requirements which is there for being able to make the book club actually relevant and impactful in a distributed and a digital form. So even as you are able to use the technology tools to reach these books to varied readers and varied locations, try to use technology to actually disseminate this idea and create these local leaderships in varied distributed areas so that you can promote reading in this particular manner. That is my suggestion.
Thank you so much. It was nice, nice inputs. Thank you so much. I don't have much time, so I'll probably ask one more question, a quick 5-minute question. Looking ahead, what opportunities do you foresee for book clubs in a digital world, and how do you plan to leverage these possibilities? Of course, you kind of have answered, but if you have anything, any input, from your perspective, what do you think you might want to add to his suggestion?
Well, definitely, I mean, of course, my forte being non-digital, but digital definitely gives you a one-upmanship because it will open up your cultural diversity. So even when we are connecting children to different worlds and different states, coming from a city, small city like Shimla, to national level, to international level, children learn a lot of different things, their perspective changes. And even now the focus has also shifted from paperbacks to ebooks and vlogs and blogging. And they become readers, they become part of different book clubs which are online, such as Wattpad and all that. So they are exploring options. So that exposure and that kind of vicinity when they step into it, guided of course, because see, it's unfiltered and every kind of information you can get. But if you are streamlining it and giving them proper information, it can be advantageous, and children can step up and take that kind of, they can improve upon their reading habits also.
Yes, so it's kind of a mix that you can both
It's a mix.
have both. Yeah.
We can have both, but again, for me, it works a little different.
So we would thank you, all of you, and now I would like to shift to another topic for which we will be having another set of book club members, founders. So thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
We would like to thank Vandana from KP, Kavita from Caffeinated Conversation, and Dr. Jailam as well from Quill Literary. You are already there, so he is actually meant for the another group. But thanks for coming up on the stage and giving your input also. But continue to stay put because I have questions for another topic. Big applause to the members. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your input. Okay, if you want to continue with the second topic, you are more than. I don't think so. Devdatta will be able to connect, and of course Prakash from Ahmedabad Book Club. While they are seated, I would like to give some introduction about Bookaholics Book Club, founded in 2016 by Jigna, Neha, and Siddhartha. Started with 7 members on WhatsApp. It aims to socialize with book lovers, explore various genres.
But when we engage children and all literally through personal engagements, then that makes a difference.
Coming to your question, I think in today's world it's very important to have a digital presence because the digital world is also a public sphere. It's a public space where you're creating your identity and you are allowing people to define you. So if I say Quiz Literary Club, immediately someone would want, what's your Insta handle? Do you have a website? We don't have a website, but we have a blog and we usually share that link. And through the blog, the publications that we have had, not that all of them are great, but our idea is to create a safe space for students. And many students in our college are from very low income background. So they have a lot of hesitation in them that coming from this background, I can never do that. My name can never be there. So the first thing they say, no ma'am, I can't do this. So the challenge is that no, you can. So we don't judge them on their quality. We help them edit their works and say, you have to be there. It's a part of our work. So we published a chapbook in 2019 in association with Hawakal Publishers, containing, it had poems written by the students, and our blog helped us in that. We don't make much money. Our money comes from a very basic membership fee and some sponsorship that a college gives, but we're always open for anybody sponsoring us. We're ready to beg. Yeah.
In fact, I have told my group that are you all interested in having a nice big library? We already have one member, but we can kind of expand it. They are saying yes. So I said, like a cooperative, we all can chip in. And that would solve the problem probably.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Could I add one point? So as ma'am said, better outreach, community engagement are vital for any club. There's just one note that I think is important to mention. Whether it is talking about any kind of partnership with any organization, the club will have to maintain its integrity and quality of content. So I think that is where each book club can decide for itself where to draw the line and thereby preserve its own character.
Absolutely.
And in that manner, we will impact the younger generation.
Rightly said. Any audience questions? You wanted to say something?
So just to add, as everyone, nothing new to add, but just one more thing. So before pre-COVID, not pro, pre-COVID, in Pune also there were book clubs, but they were emerging. There were not many which were known. So they had actually, there were few magazines which had actually approached few of the handful book clubs which they knew, and one of them were us. So I think it was around 2017 or 18, I think. So till today, when they type book clubs in Pune, they get these 5 book clubs. All 4 are closed or not working. Then mine is the 5th number. So they call me and they ask me first question that are you still open, or it is closed. So then I say no, it's open and you can drop me a WhatsApp. So this is also one of the things. So social media presence is absolutely needed in post-COVID. But you also getting published, featured, where people can find you is, I think, also a very necessity. And I think that is best that happened to me, I can say.
Thank you so much. That was a nice thing to know that, social media and monetization both go together, and it's very important. So if there are no questions from the audience, I would like to thank all of you, and I thank all our book club founders, their representatives. I have missed Dipali, I'm sorry about that. I didn't. Okay, thank you so much. And of course the wonderful students, audiences, Madhvi ma'am, and all members who made this happen. Thanks for your valuable time in giving us insight. It was very nice about these topics. And I would thank you once again, and would please have a wonderful evening. Of course, audiences also. Thanks for giving us your valuable time and listen to their inputs. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks.
A big round of applause for our
Thank you.
And last thing from what I picked up from what you said, this was a test of both breadth and depth. Okay, is this better now? Yeah. Okay, super. It was a test of breadth and depth because it's not going to be easy to win an IRO event at all, right? That's how we made it possible. So fantastic. We have a series of events coming up, but we wanted to share with you some of the highlights of the day as we get started.
Great. So to continue from where my co-host and my culprit for the evening is here, Shashi, and I'm Shefali. I represent Food for Thought Foundation, and Shashi has graciously agreed to host the evening with us. तो आप सबका स्वागत है 6th India Reading Olympiad में.
Welcome.
Afternoon 3 to 4:35 was the time where ABC took over the stage. So we had the Association of Book Clubs. These book club founders and members came again from all over India, and they had a panel discussion on a couple of things very, very relevant to book clubs today. They discussed about the challenges of books in the traditional sense versus the digital one, and then the most important one, how do we make book clubs more popular, monetize them, make it a more sustainable activity by itself. So again, another good activity that you missed, Shashi.
Wow. Tell me one quick takeaway. I'm very interested in the digital versus print divide because that's the world we live in today.
What I could hear was that everybody acknowledges that while digital reading and book clubs help us engage our audience and break those barriers of geography and timelines, but still nobody can take away the smell of a fresh book. And bringing all your 5 senses to the table is something that what I felt all the book clubs saying, that we would want to continue to do that because that's what we enjoy about the book clubs, having that cup of coffee together, those evening together, sitting across the table is what we like about these clubs. So I think it was a nice, very sober discussion. I'm glad I wasn't on the dais there because I would have taken a very biased, one-sided view on that. But wonderful to have the book clubs here on the stage with us.
Super. We are species of five senses, so I'm rather glad you said that the touch, feel, smell, everything, right? So wonderful. Great. And then?
Now we get set for the third and the most exciting part of the evening. As we step into the evening, this third part will last about 2.5 hours for us. The idea is to felicitate, recognize, appreciate, express gratitude and say thank you to other individuals, other organizations who are doing amazing work to promote reading habits in their own capacity. So that's all IRO is all about. IRO और कुछ नहीं है, हम सिर्फ उन सब लोगों का धन्यवाद देने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं जो रीडिंग को प्रमोट करने के लिए इतना अमेजिंग काम कर रहे हैं और उसके लिए ऑल ओवर इंडिया से 12 डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज में हमारे पास आज विनर्स उपस्थित हैं। हमारे उन सभी विनर्स का फूड फॉर थॉट फाउंडेशन की तरफ से मैं स्वागत करती हूँ। थैंक यू वेरी मच। आप सब अपना टाइम निकाल करके हमसे मिलने आए, उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आप सब।
Fantastic. Hey, I'm just curious. How many speak Telugu really fluently? Okay, okay. Hindi? Awesome. And English, of course. Okay.
So I think we can safely float between 3 languages.
Three languages. That's wonderful, isn't it? All right, I got a very important news to share. There's a major traffic ban ruling just a couple of minutes away from where we are, and most of our participants, the empty chairs you see here, are stuck, but they are on their way, and we will give them a bit of time, and we'll start at 5:30 the way.
Fair enough. So what I would like to do is, before we get into the hustle bustle of the award ceremony, I want to invite all the winners of the IRO 2024 to please come up on the stage for a group photograph with us.
Fantastic.
Please, all my winners, if I can, and those who have come to collect the award on behalf of our winners, I request you to please represent them and come up on the stage. Some of you have to leave early, so I may not be able to take this picture in the evening. I'm going to take another picture in the evening, but I don't know how many of you will be present.
All right.
So please.
Let there be thunder of applause. Come on.
Please
We are
welcome.
winners here.
Please welcome the IRO 2024 winners up on the stage.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh, you have to go.
You can come all the way here. Please do. Absolutely. The youngest will be in the front. How wonderful.
അമ്പിളി മാമൻ ഞാനൊന്നു മുറ്റത്തിറങ്ങിയപ്പോൾ അമ്പിളി മാമനെ കാണാനില്ല മേഘത്തിനുള്ളിൽ ഒളിച്ചോ നീ താരങ്ങൾക്കൊപ്പം പോയോ നീ ഇന്നലെ എനിക്കൊപ്പം വന്നതല്ലേ ഇന്നെന്റെ എന്നൊപ്പം വന്നതില്ല നീ പിണക്കം മറന്നു നീ വരുമെങ്കിൽ ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ മിഠായി തന്നിടാലോ ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ മിഠായി തന്നിടാലോ
The next song that I will be performing is Mamavatu Sri Saraswati, set in the Ragam Hindolam. To what Shefali was saying, Saraswati is the goddess of knowledge and education, so this is dedicated to all that she has bestowed on us.
Thank you.